time to work on the base. I'm actually starting this Dreadnaught build with the base for reasons. I think primarily it's because I think I kind of enjoyed the last time I was working on a base. These guys, this was leftover from the Hellblasters. I actually had a pretty good time with it, so I'm going to try doing that here, replicating that experience here, but I'm going to go with a different kind of I don't know, not technique, a different kind of theme. Since we have rocks here, I kind of want to highlight the rocks. And I think I'm going to start with kind of like a dark backdrop. I'm not sure if it's going to be black or if I should try like a dark brown. Well, if I go black, so if I go black like in the cracks and up here, I can do shades of gray for the rocks. So maybe that's the way to go. I'm not quite comfortable with browns for some reason. So we'll just go with the black. As a matter of fact, I'll try creating a bit of a wash. So I want to mostly get it in those cracks, right? So I'm going to strike a wash with a little Corvus black. It's, you know, a little different from the matte black that I've been using for other stuff. And I think it's time to reconnect with our good friend Corvus black. See how it's kind of grayish? Yeah, that might work. I'm still not sure how I'm supposed to pour this out, so I'm just gonna... I should point out, I don't really know how this is going to work. This is pushing the boundaries of my knowledge of painting, particularly bases. But I'm feeling adventurous. So maybe this can do a wash. Yeah, you know what? Let's just wash the whole thing. All right, gonna let it dry. Then I'll come back and do some more stuff to it. Here is the primed sexy beast. I used a Chaos Black Citadel Prime, pretty generous coat. This stuff. Also got this at my local store. $15.50. They were out for quite a while. Thankfully, they got a shipment just today, so I got one of them. I don't know if there was a shortage or what, but they've been hard to find apparently. So I've primed all the things, and I'm gonna start on some of the more permanent assembly and painting. Looks like I Kind of miss some spots here in the undercarriage. So I'll need to go over it maybe with a little bit of a not a base coat, but just kind of an overcoat of black. But I think I'll start with our friendly head here. Have it. My Deathwatch Dreadnaught all dressed up and ready to play. I'm pretty happy with the way this guy turned out. I mean, it's not pro level, obviously not pro level, but for my level of skill, my level of talent, my level of expertise, he's not bad. I can totally feel this guy without being overly embarrassed. So, some thoughts about this guy. I really enjoyed building it. I mean, it's weird. So it's not particularly posable, but it's also kind of very posable compared to other kits. So what the hell do I mean by that? So it's a chunky guy, right? So he's a block on legs, and there isn't a whole lot of articulation. Like, I mean, it's not meant to be articulated, but when you're assembling it, you want to give it a sense of motion, right? Like it's doing something. And despite the fact that there's very few places where you can express motion, basically on the body there's one point right here. So the torso can move, in kind of, I don't know what axis this is, but it can spin around 360 basically, and you can elevate it. Is that pitch? Is that yaw? Maybe this is pitch, this is yaw. I guess there's some roll in there, right? So you can move the torso on that, essentially this gimbal, and you could move it backwards and forwards, and you can even rotate it a bit. And that, the posability gives you some illusion of motion, but it's, I don't know, I find it rather expressive. Like, yes, it would be great if I was able to kind of move the legs around so he could be stepping on a rock or something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's not really what this model is about. He's just this walking tank. Inelegant, but brutal. The other places where you can kind of do some kind of sense of articulation is how you move the weapons, right? So these come off, and you can move them up and down. And this guy also comes off, and you can move it up and down. And you can kind of convince yourself that there is some sense of motion there, kind of like I do when I'm not playing with it, but kind of imagining myself playing with it, going pew, 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 crunch, crunch, vroom, vroom, vroom. It's a pretty model. It was a pretty easy build. Certainly better, easier than the whatchamacallits, the Hell Blasters that I've finished, but I haven't edited the video yet because there's a lot of footage and I'm still figuring this stuff out. So I want to have an engaging video, but also kind of seeing me paint the thing. So apparently you can't do like a lot of coverage on painting and also make it engaging unless you're a pro. So I'm still figuring that out. But anyway, here's my dude. He deserves a name other than Chunky. That's just mean. So I'm pretty happy. I would totally do another one of these. Although certainly not for this chapter. This painting scheme is pretty simple. Yeah, this guy's cool. Just a little preview of my Deathwatch chapter so far. I am much better at painting Dreadnaughts than I am painting Hellblasters, but it's shaping up. Granted, I'm not even sure that the Hellblasters can be a unit on their own because I still haven't gotten my Deathwatch Codex. All the YouTube pros already have theirs. I'm sorry, did that sound like a complaint? It's not a complaint. I'm patient. I'm a patient man. Good things come to those who wait. But I suspect that because I did a better job on the Dreadnought, that might inform my choice of next project. I'm not 100% convinced yet, but we will see.